Hi everyone, in this video we'll be going over the basics of modding Half-Life 2. I have noticed a few people having a bit of a hard time figuring stuff out, so that is why I am making this video. Before we start, I do wanna point a few things out. Firstly, my English accent. I don't usually talk in English, so I apologize for my spelling mistakes. Another thing I wanna point out is that I am not a professional Half-Life 2 modder. I'm only here to share my knowledge that I've gained in the past month of constant modding, so keep in mind that not everything here might be 100% correct. Lastly, you may be wondering, what's the point of all of this when you can just go to the workshop? And the answer is that a lot of people also like using source mods that enhance the overall gameplay or the visuals of the game. For example, Half-Life 2 M mod, which I'll be using in today's video. Now, there are a few things that you might need. First, download VPK Edit. It will allow you to open and view the contents of .vpk files, which we will be using a lot. I'll leave a link in the description below for a tutorial for those that want it, but for me, the most easiest and most simple way of installing it is by pressing Windows R and in the pop-up window typing winget install vpk edit, which should open a command prompt and then install the program. Do note that this method will not install the standalone version, but for my case that didn't really matter much. Now for the mods itself, it's best to use Gamebanana or ModDB if you want, but I like to use Gamebanana because of its simplicity. Remember that not all of the mods are totally safe, but for my case I haven't really seen anything malicious there yet. Getting started. First, try installing a mod. I'll be using Gamebanana to do that. The easiest way to find the best and most popular mods is by scrolling down and finding sections. You can pick whatever category you want, but for today's tutorial I'll be clicking on the props and textures section. After clicking on a section, you may filter your results however you like. I'll be clicking on the most downloaded filter. For example purposes, I'll be downloading the HD Remake Powers mod by Jerson Gaming. After downloading the mod, you can unzip it however you like. Now that you got yourself a mod, I'll be talking about the mod types. Mainly, there are two mod types. First are .vpk files, which are better for optimization purposes. You may notice that some mods packed in .vpk format are splitted into multiple files. We'll be talking about that later. Now, from my way of understanding things, .vpk files act as folders meant for the source engine. It's easier for the source engine to use .vpk files than normal folders, since they can be splitted into multiple smaller files if the mod is heavy, rather than one giant file. I may not be 100% correct here, so if you have better knowledge than I do, please correct me in the comments. Please correct me in the comments. Now the second type of mods are just plain folders. In my case I have the first type. Now to install it, we'll need to find the Half-Life 2 game folder. To do that, open your Steam and find the game. Right click it, select manage and browse local files. Or search local files, whatever. That should open the games folder. Now if you want to install the mod on the base Half-Life 2, what you're gonna do is click on the HL2 folder and search for the custom folder. If you can't find it, you'll need to create one. Just create a new folder and change its name to custom. Make sure it's lowercase. Then open up that folder. Now what you can do is either copy the .vpk/folder into that custom folder or just simply drag it. In my case, I have two versions of that mod. It's important that you only pick one. Now, if you have a folder-based mod, make sure that after opening that folder, you will instantly notice the mod's files. For example, materials, textures, and so on. If you don't, drag out the folder with the files from the unnecessary folder directly to the custom folder. If you did everything correctly, your mod should be visible in-game. Now for mmod. If you skipped past the previous chapter to this moment, I do recommend watching that too, since there are a few helpful tips on making your mod work correctly. So what you are gonna do is once again, locate the Half-Life 2 game folder. After doing so, you will need to backtrack a little. Click on the Steam apps at the top of your window and then click on the source mods folder. You should have your mmod installed by this point. If you don't, I'll leave a link down below for the download. It's pretty easy to install, and I also very recommend it as it enhances the Half-Life 2 gameplay nearly perfectly. Now that you have your mmod ready, open up the HL2 mmod HL2 folder. There should be already a custom folder made. After opening it, you will want to place your mods in that folder. Either drag it directly into that folder, or copy and paste it to the custom folder. After doing everything correctly, your mod should work just fine. Modifying mods. After downloading a few mods, there might be some things about them that you may not like or find unfitting to your gameplay. Instead of crying about it in the mods comment section, you can just edit the mod yourself. We'll look at folder mods first. After opening the folder with the mods files by having vpk edit installed, you can open the contents of the files and view them freely. It's really easy to find the thing you don't like and simply delete it. Remember that before removing a material that you don't like, make sure to also delete the model that has that material. If you only removed the material, the model will stay without the texture and will cause errors. However, most of the time you are free to remove the model files without removing the material files, since the materials will just stay in game without a model without breaking the game. Personally, I still would prefer to delete the material files too. Now with .vpk files. If you're having a singular .vpk file, then you can simply open it using vpk edit. That will allow you to see the contents of the mod. Just like with the folders, you can simply select things that you don't like, and then right click to remove them. After doing so, you must remember to save changes before closing it, pressing Ctrl S to save it. However, if you are having multiple .vpk files in your mod, then you can open any of those files, delete the stuff you don't want, and then save changes. Thankfully, you don't have to do this to all of the .vpk files. If you removed something in one of those files and save the changes, they will apply to every other file. Also, when having multiple .vpk files, make sure to put all of them in the custom folder for them to work, since they were originally just one folder that got split into all of those .vpk files. Packing and unpacking folders. This chapter will focus on extracting files from .vpk files as well as packing the folders into .vpk format. There are already a lot of other tutorials explaining how to convert the said folders, but for the sake of the tutorial I'll also explain it here. I'd like to give a huge shoutout to Aaaand or something, I don't know, for a proper explanation on the topic. He also helped me to understand how to combine mods together, which we'll be talking about in the next chapter. I'll of course leave a link to his version of the tutorial down below, in case you'll have any questions that I couldn't answer. We'll begin with folder packing. First, we need to find the vpk.exe file that will allow us to convert the folder. The easiest way to do that would be to, once again, find the location of your Half-Life 2 files. After doing so, open up the bin folder. In it, we'll need to find the vpk.exe file. Now, you could just carefully look for it file by file, but there is an easy trick to find it faster. Press the V button on your keyboard. That will automatically send you to files that begin with the letter V. After finding the vpk.exe file, right-click it and make a shortcut of it. Make sure you have enough free space on your desktop, and then drag your shortcut to it. Now you'll need to check your mod size. Find your mod folder, right-click it, and then click Properties. If your mod is above 300 MB, you'll need to convert it using what's called the multi-chunk packaging. To do that, right-click your vpk.exe shortcut and click Properties. At the target section, at the end of your file path, type space-m with uppercase and then apply. This method will set your vpk.exe file to use multi-chunk packaging. If your mod is below 300 MB, you don't have to do any of those steps. Now check your mod folder. If after opening it, you right away see its contents. Now simply drag your mod folder into the shortcut you've made earlier. That should open a command prompt window. If you did everything correctly, you should have a copy of your mod in .vpk format on your desktop. Now for extracting the .vpk files to a folder. It's actually much easier to do than converting a folder. Simply open up your mod with vpk edit, then right-click the top folder and extract all. In my case, I'll extract it to my desktop. And that's pretty much it. Combining mods. Half-Life 2 has a pretty annoying for some people bug, which is that after installing a selected amount of mods, your subtitles out of sudden stop working. Personally, I find that very annoying. However, there is a solution to this problem, which unfortunately takes a bit of time. Basically, what you'll need to do is extract all of your VPK type mods into folders and merge all of their files into a single mod folder, and then converting that folder back to .vpk folder using the multi-chunk method. After doing all of that, your game should have a bit better performance and also have its subtitles fixed. In this chapter, I'll be showing you step by step on how to properly combine mods. To do that, I'll be combining 3 mods together. The Remade Assets and Alex Assets mod by Volkolak, and the AI Upscaled Textures mod by Deep Purple 1968. To start things off, I'm first gonna convert both of the Remade Assets mods to folders. You should know how to do this by now, but you can just do what I do on the screen. After converting the mods, we'll need to see which of them is the heaviest. In my case, that will be the AI Upscaled Textures mod. In this step, we will be putting both of the Remade Assets mods files into the AI Upscaled Textures mod. To do that, I'll first open the Remade Assets mod and the AI Upscaled Textures mod. After doing so, simply drag or copy the mod contents of your lighter mod and paste them directly into the contents of your heavier mod. Be careful that you didn't accidentally put them in a different folder. That will break the whole process of your mod combination, so try moving your mouse in an empty space of your folder. After doing that, it will ask you if you want to replace the files you've just put. Click the option to replace them. Now the remade assets mods should be in the other mods folder. You now can repeat this process with all of your other mods. After doing so, all of your mods should be merged together and you can begin to convert this one folder to VPK format. Now this is very important that you had enough space on your desktop to fit all of the .vpk files that will generate after the packaging process. The heavier your final folder will be, the more VPK files the program will generate. After the finishing process, simply put all of the .vpk files into your Half-Life 2 or mods custom folder.
I didn't see you get on. No matter how many times I've been relocated, I never get used to it. Well, end of the line.
Welcome to City 17.